Okay, the next three slides, I'm just going to present them here and ask you to read them. I don't think my input into them is going to help that much. So you can just read this one. You can stop the video and read it. You can stop the video and read this one. And you can stop the video and read this one. Okay, so he says, now let's talk about variables, constants, and data types. So variables, we actually used variables before. So in the slot machine program, we used the variables. We said we wanted to test whether there was a match, and we stored the values in the slots into X, Y, and Z, and they were variables. And we had to declare those variables first, and then we could use them. So we used those variables. We also used one more variable again, which was the counter variable. So we used 4 variables actually last time. We had to declare each of them. So here we go into a little more discussion of what a variable is. So it's kind of funny to say, that, but we could say that a variable is just a location in the memory of the computer. Now, in math, you would never say that because you're not talking about a computer. So you wouldn't say that a variable is a location in memory. But when we're talking about computers, we'll say that a variable is a location in memory. What does that mean? So, of course, in your computer, you have memory. And when I declare a variable, I say, let x be an integer, and then I say x equals 5, the computer has to store that somewhere. It has to record that fact. And when it records that fact, it has to put it somewhere. And the only place it can put it is in the memory of the computer. So we could say that a variable is the location where the computer put it, because that's where the value is stored. Okay, and if I change the value from x equals 5 to x equals 10, it means that that location will now have, instead of a 5, it will have a 10 in it. So a variable is a location in memory, and which has been specifically reserved for holding some specific data, i.e. a variable is a data box. Okay, so that makes sense. A variable thus binds the stored data to a name. Okay, so we can say that we can use the word binds. So we can say a variable thus binds the stored data, this 15, to the name X, this 10 to the name Y. Okay, we could say that, I guess. Seems like an unnecessary way to say it, but we could say it, which enables convenient access at a later time. So once we bind it to X, then we can refer to X instead of having to find out where X was in memory and access that particular space in memory. We can just use the name X, okay, at a later time. So, okay, variables can be assigned values via assignment. So that's when we say x equals 15 or y equals 10. That's an assignment. Assign 15 to x, assign 10 to y. Such an assignment operation takes the form, the variable name, x equals 15, equals the value. Here, this is the assignment operator. I'll read it as equals. We can say x equals 15. In English, that's okay. But it's not the equality operator. It's the assignment operator. I mentioned that a little bit in class. So we'll make that distinction a little bit more clear later. But anyway, this is saying put 15 into x. So let's go on to the next video.